are plentiful and vast on the internet. They are known to go viral and leave millions of people puzzled and wondering what just happened. Get ready to rattle your brain because these are 10 optical illusions that will blow your mind, Part 3. Hidden in the wall. This optical illusion had the internet scratching its head when it went viral in May of 2016. If you take a few seconds to look at the picture, you will notice something is out of place. Still not sure? Look closely at the seam between the second and third layer. If you are still not seeing it, there is a cigar shoved between the second and third layer of bricks. This photo tricked millions of Twitter users, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Black and white. This monochromatic photo of a castle is actually messing with your brain as you're viewing it. As you stare at the blue dot in the middle, your brain is getting used to the red, green, and blue colors it is viewing and will start to ignore them over time. After 30 seconds, the photo goes black and white. The photo looks like it's a clear colored photo of a castle. As your eyes adjust, you can see that the photo is actually black and white. Trippy, huh? Up or down? There are many optical illusions on the internet that seem to change direction right in front of us. This is a photo of a cat, but the question is the cat running up or down the stairs? Take a moment to decide. Depending on your perception, the cat is either going down with the light coming from the ceiling, or it is going up with the light coming from the downstairs floor. People have been so confused by this optical illusion that they have turned to the biology of the cat and its posture. So did you think it was going up or down? No lake. At first glance, this photo looks like a young boy leaning on a tree staring out at a lake. But looks can be deceiving as there actually is no lake in this picture. Do you see it? If you are stumped, here's the answer. When you turn the photo 90 degrees to the left, you can see the actual scene. The boy is lying down on an uprooted tree, and what before looked like a lake is actually the sky. Blue and green spirals. In this optical illusion, you will see blue and green spirals separated by pink-orange spirals. What if we told you that the separate blue and green spirals are actually the same color? The reason these spirals look different is because our brains figure out the color of an object by comparing it to surrounding colors. In this instance, the spirals aren't actually continuous like they appear. The pink spiral only goes through the spirals that look green, and the orange spiral only goes through the spiral that appears to be blue. When you zoom in, the effect becomes clear. But when you put the spirals side by side, they are actually a mint green color. Disappearing dots. This optical illusion drove Twitter users crazy when its designer released it in September of 2016. Take a look at this image. It seems like there are 2, maybe 3 black dots that are constantly moving between the gray intersecting lines. The truth is, this is a static photo and there are actually 12 dots total that don't move. Our brains won't let us see all the dots at one time, therefore this photo has an illusion of disappearing or moving dots. Same picture. It's obvious that these 2 photos are pictures of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but it seems like the tower is leaning a little more in the photo on the right. These are actually identical photos and your brain is treating them as a single scene. Normally, when you see 2 columns together, they appear to be getting closer to one another as you look up. Because these are photos from a lower perspective, our brains think the columns will appear closer together, but since this tower isn't actually straight, it appears the one on the right is actually leaning away. Phone on rug. This optical illusion proved to be one of the most frustrating brain teasers ever. The photo went viral on Facebook after the photographer took a photo of their phone on a rug. The photo features a flowery rug and asks viewers to find the phone. Take your shot at it. Did you see it? If you are having trouble spotting it, you aren't alone. It's nearly impossible to find the phone because it has a nearly identical flowery pattern on it as the rug. Take a look at the bottom right leg of the white table. The phone is lying on the ground right next to it. Was that a tough one for you? Makeup illusions. Makeup artists have started picking up on the effect they can have by creating optical illusions with special makeup. One teen created a fake wound so convincing that it left her friends completely terrified. Take a look. The makeup gives the illusion that her hand was severely injured and had bones and blood protruding through her skin. Seeing just how freaked out her friends got over the makeup, she started posting her gory makeup illusions online and hopes to springboard all the attention into a career in special effects makeup. Change in speed. This optical illusion is actually interactive. What looks like a video going at a constant speed can actually be changed by the placement of your hands. Hold up your hands to the outside of this video. It will seem as though it has slowed down. Now place your finger in the middle of the video. It seems like the video has suddenly sped up. Did this optical illusion work for you? Same color. Believe it or not, these two squares are the same color. Don't think so? Then put your finger over the middle in between the two squares. You'll see what we mean. The reason your brain thinks they're two different colors is due to the white line in the middle and your brain filling in missing information. Inception. Look at the center of this image for about 30 seconds. Next, look at this photo from the movie Inception. You don't need to buy a movie ticket to check out this iconic scene from the movie. Because you're imprinting an image in your mind from the first photo, it carries over to the next image you see, causing that tilting effect. Orbital dots. These dots look like they're traveling around the page in an orbital pattern while changing colors, but look at each individual dot. You'll see that each dot is just moving in and out and staying one color. Our brain is sure good at tricking us into thinking otherwise. Tiny dancer. Which way is the dancer moving? That will depend on which side of the brain you're using. You can actually manipulate your brain into getting the dancer to move in whichever direction you please. It takes some effort, but you'll feel like you have some superpowers. Moving lines. Call it a play on lines and angles, but stare at the yellow dot in the middle for a few seconds. Then move your head back and forth. The purple lines move with your head. It might look like you're doing a chicken dance move, but at least you get to see something cool from it. Hidden face. This one requires some optical acrobatics. If you cross your eyes and stare into the dots, you'll be able to see the king of pop, Michael Jackson. The reason behind this is that the dots that make up the face have different positions and spacing that isn't equal to the rest. The shapes are exposed when you're staring directly at them, and changing the angle of your eyes shows a hidden face. Parallel or sloped. Are these lines parallel or do they slope downwards? Because our brains are trying to rationalize the black and white lines, we can't seem to tidy up the lines. The vertical lines aren't quite lined up, and it looks like even the squares are moving side to side. This is a classic case of our brains trying to fill in the blanks. The missing dot. It seems that this circle of dots is missing a dot. At first glance, the missing dot moves around the circle and there is nothing there. But now stare at the cross in the middle of the circles and you'll see a lime green dot replacing the empty space moving around the circle. Which way is the train moving? This image is only 4 frames, but it stirs up dozens of questions. It's hard to tell which way the train is moving, and you can actually convince yourself that the train is moving in either direction. The fact that you can trick your mind or manipulate your mind to do something like this might even be cause for alarm. Spinning pinwheels. In this still image, the ways that the pinwheels are designed and colored makes it all look like things are turning and spinning. This complex optical illusion is mind-bending based on design alone that stimulates the brain into making sense of the image. Super rainbow. You too can become hypnotized by your computer screen if you look at this image and move your eyes around the colors. It appears that the rainbow is stretching out at you and the colors are moving around. The lines and colors all create a perfect storm for your brain to create pulsations and moving lines that never stop moving. Floating star. In this optical illusion, it looks like the blue star is floating in front of an orange background. With the darker blue splotches all over the image, it plays a trick on your brain. You're looking at a moving image, but the reality is that the picture is perfectly still. Your brain is filling in the blanks and creating an effect that's not really there. Celebrity monsters. We all know what celebrities look like. Say their name and their face immediately comes to mind. So this optical illusion really messes with all you know about your favorite Hollywood stars. Focus your eyes on the cross in the middle as a series of celebrity photos scroll through fast. Your peripheral vision will start to distort and mix up facial features, making it look like you're looking at deformed and monstrous celebrities. Find the animal. In this image, you're treated to a lovely photo of what seems to be a consistent pattern of dark and light blue images. But if you take a closer look, you'll find that you start to make out the image of a 3D animal. So take a peek and tell us what you see. Moving face. Take a look at this image, and after you're done, look at someone's face. You'll find that the face of the person you're looking at is moving and changing. As you look at the optical illusion, your brain is temporarily imprinting a pattern, which then transfers over to the next face you see. Imaginary dots. Speaking of the brain filling in the blanks, the dots in this photo aren't really there. Your brain made them up. Perhaps it's the relationship between the black squares and the white lines that cause the dots to randomly appear, but it certainly is a crazy effect from a still photo. Shadow trick. In this image, there is a shadow being cast on what seems to be a series of squares of two different colors. One square is labeled A and the other one is labeled B. Believe it or not, the squares are the exact same color. If you go into Photoshop and use the eyedropper tool, it will confirm all doubt. Spinning dots. With a green background, these blue dots look like they are spinning in this still image. It appears as though the dots are pulsating in and out, or as if someone is pressing onto the computer screen with their fingers. Dots and gears. Look at the black dot in the middle, and once you're set, move your head up and down. You'll see that the circles around the dots start moving. Old or new? This particular still image has two different people in it at the same time. On one end, people immediately see a lovely young woman looking in the other direction. But once you look at things from a different angle, you then start to see an old woman. Just as new becomes old, it seems that the young woman becomes an old lady. Cool, huh? Check out some other amazing videos like this one on our channel. Thanks for watching!